We got ourselves some NFL Pro Day stuff to talk about. That and Nick Saban's comment. A little bit more here on the Sooner or Later Sports Show. I am your host, Jay. We got Coop here. Thank y'all for pulling up here on the YouTube channel and listening. Wherever podcasts are downloaded and listened to while you're here. Wipe your feet, like, subscribe, rate, review. Give us 5 stars. I think we deserve it. Let's go ahead and give us 5 anyway and gift it. So, everybody, thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. Per the norm, we're gonna have a fun show, man. We got a special guest pulling up, Isaiah Cole. He'll be in here soon. Just waiting on him to get to the computer. But yeah, looks like I beat James's over under. He said that we were gonna do 838, so we got the under instead of the over, baby. Did something right. Coop, man, how are you doing on this beautiful Wednesday evening?
Not too bad. This is exciting. We developed a little bit of a relationship with Isaiah middle of the year. Got to meet his family walking in for OU Texas, and we had him on, and I think that you can't end your career on a better note than he did. Going up against Arizona, he was a factor the dang near the entire night, and so yeah, I mean, if he could have played offensive line, maybe that may have been a little bit better. But no, it's good. With guys like Tyler Guyton being up for draft, anywhere between 5 and 35, is where he's going to end up going. That's going to attract a lot of high-end coaches. A lot of coaches from all 32 teams were represented at OU's Pro Day. I think that's probably going to happen most of the time regardless. But, with Guyton there, you have an opportunity as, somebody else like a Drake Stoops, like, Isaiah, Walter Rouse, to come in and to show everybody like, hey, I can be something good. And so there were a few folks that it really worked out well. So.
Yeah, solid season for Cole. We got to see our guy Drake Stoops do his thing. Guyton, all the numbers to me came out. Everybody looked pretty solid. I think the one thing that jumped out for me for Cole, we're gonna definitely look at this a little bit later, is him doing the bench press.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear some stories about how that went and what made him go that wild. But the exciting thing is that we got a lot of Sooners hitting the draft and the opportunity is there. So when we go through the pro day, looking at some of the folks we had on here, you had Rondale Bothroyd, of course. Broad jumped at, you know what? Let me pull this up. I think it'd be even better for everybody to see. So good evening, everybody. Thank y'all for coming in and joining us as usual. Go ahead and, like I said, wipe your feet. Hit that like button if you're new to the channel. Sub. So let me, you know what? While we talk about it, let me just share what I'm seeing. And let me see.
Not gonna lie, I pulled up on ESPN.com earlier today. I pulled up NCAAF, which is obviously your college football, and hit scores to look back because I wanted to see Isaiah's stats, and it's pulling up next year's games already, and it just got me. It got me a little excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that exact same thing. So let's start off with some of the with some of the guys. Y'all can see this pretty well. It's pulling up. So we're on the Sooner site looking at this. You got Rondale Bothroyd leading the way, right? We'll zoom it in a little bit for everybody to be able to see. Broad jumped at 8'11", vertical 31 inches. You run a 4.96 at his size. It's actually pretty darn good. 4.42 20 shuffle and 3 cone at 7.26. Where do you think Bothroyd can end up?
He didn't have the year that we all thought. I believe that I made a copycat statement that I just had agreed with, and I think I called it out too. But just said, don't be surprised if you look up in the middle of the season and here he is. Here Ronald Bothroyd is going to be sitting here, in the top 5 in the conference in sacks. Well, that never happened, but he was in the backfield, and he was, you got to think about it. the year before, we had absolutely no chance at setting the edge on most occasions. So,
Right.
oh, hey, here, hey, can barely hear Coop. Let's move the microphone. Is that better? That's got to be better. All right.
Oh, there we go.
So,
Yeah, you were kind of low. I thought you
goodness.
just had it turned down, but there we go.
but
Thank
but
you.
yeah. So Isaiah just texted me and said he's about to hop on. So, but now I'm completely lost on where I'm at. Bothroyd. So I think that he is going to, he's going to be a guy who can get into a camp and who's going to be able to be a body, a little bit faster. You start, looking at a couple special teams involvements. But I don't know if you see Bothroyd get drafted, which might be better. And if you've ever had the talk with someone about, is it better to get drafted in the 6th or 7th round or to just be signed as a free agent? I mean, I fully think that the free agent is better, 9 times out of 10, and it's because you can go get drafted by the Cleveland Browns and in the 6th round, and they can still cut you after training camp, and so you can go through and lose all that time, and
Yeah.
go through, and if you can go through and listen to Gabe Eichert's just journey, because I mean, Gabe was a guy who had, like a lot of Sooners, it almost feels like they get to the league and then they blow out one of their knees or something like that, and then it's just a struggle to find a team from that point on. So I think Bothroyd's a guy who needs to come in and just show his ability to maybe be willing to play inside or outside, be multiple on the position side, and because I don't think he's a tweener, but I definitely think that he could do multiple positions.
I can see that. That is something I can definitely believe with him too. He appears to have that capabilities. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he looks like um going in there. And I think you're right. I think the more important thing for him would be to go ahead and focus on doing more of the unrestricted free agent signing instead of going late in the draft. Like I say, he could pick where he wants to go and really decide that, go where you want it and then be able to really show out. So, but I do think that he has a really good opportunity in making that happen. And so let's look at, so we'll talk with Cole when he comes on. Guyton pulls up from the O line, 8'11 broad, 34 and a half inch vertical, when it ran a 519 at his size. Jesus. That's pretty good. Shuttle 471 and a 3 cone at 7.5. I mean, the big thing with Guyton was kind of surprised he even went through a lot of this stuff. He's first rounder, right? He's already been
Yeah.
basically ordained by everybody. And I'm really hope he may end up in Dallas, and Dallas really needs him. Hope he doesn't. I mean, I
Hmm.
know you got some Cowboys fans in here, but I ain't too concerned. But how you feeling about him?
Um, So when you listen to Oklahoma Breakdown, it's pretty funny because they're talking about how Walter Rouse was out. I see Isaiah popping in, but they
Yep.
say Walter Rouse was out there walking around, and everybody was like, "Golly, that is one massive human being." And I think Teddy said, and then this alien comes walking out of the locker room to do some of the drills, and here comes Tyler. He comes rolling in, and they say that like you can tell, like when you see a guy that's just out there, it seems like every footstep is just a punishment to the grass. Like they don't have any glide to them. That's not the case with Guyton. His athleticism, between playing, tight end, doing basketball, and then just where he's at weight wise. I mean, he literally has everything in the world right in front of him, and you just want to see him go somewhere to where they've got a couple of other pieces already who have kind of been working. I don't want to see him get drafted anywhere to where he is going to be like one of 5 starters or one of 4 new starters, and then you're trying to piecemeal an entire line together. I mean, Anton Harrison had a great year, so I mean he's going to be drafted. I mean, I think it's going to be somewhere between 15 and 25. But again, he's an offensive lineman. He's a potential perennial All Pro, and you need one team to think that you're worth a top 10. Value is the agreed upon sum that you pay between 2 people, and there's a lot of crazy ass owners out there.
Yeah, owners are lunatics, so we can definitely agree with that. I am with you on that one. So, but looks like the man of the hour is getting himself together. We'll give him a moment, and whenever you're ready, Isaiah, just pop back on camera, and we'll ping you right in. But Guyton, of course, had himself a nice combine, and you could tell like I said, he's definitely your first rounder. Jonah Laulu,
This
yeah,
is
he's put
the
up there. That's the guy. Now let's get Cole in here because I want to talk
let's
with
get
my
Cole in.
guy here. Let me switch us up.
I I think
Give me a
I think
second.
Big Dog went home and or did a little outfit switch. Did you?
That's what it is.
Nah.
Mr. Cole, what's good, man? Thanks for coming back on with us, man. How you feeling now that you are technically no longer an undergrad? How does that feel, man? Or a college
Feel,
student, that is.
it feel good. Feel accomplished. Still a lot of more work to do, but we happy with what we got, and we're just trying to go farther.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't
Isaiah,
mad at that.
Isaiah, you ended your college career with, I think, one of the best games that you've played, from the eyeball test and statistically. Sometimes you can do a lot of stuff that don't show up on paper, but I think that everybody saw your name all over the place. Um, it, it's over now. Do you have any, looking back over the past couple years? Is there anything that you're like, man, if I could have just made one switch here, or do you feel pretty accomplished, kind of where you're at right now?
Um, I feel like I did everything I could with the opportunities that was presented to me. Um, if I could make one change, I'd probably say I'll probably like stretch more, or something like that, something around that area. Just be more
Yeah.
agile, be more flexible. But for the most part, I feel like everything that came my way, I took advantage of the opportunity. I didn't really, fall short. So I feel like every opportunity I got, I was able to maximize it to the best of my ability.
I can dig that. All right, so we're gonna talk pro day, right? You are officially done grad. You out of school. It's time to look at the NFL. Of course, the first thing you decide to do is get on that bench press and toss that bad boy up 34 times, man. How did it feel to be able to just sling that weight like that, right? Because I know 2.25 for you. I mean, you warm up with like 405, right? But being able to throw that around 34 times, man, how did that feel?
It felt good. Going into the process, I was a little nervous because I had a banged up shoulder from the season. So
Yeah.
just going throughout the process, I never really went like full speed when doing shoulder press. Kind of just had like restrictions and limited just because we didn't want to re-aggravate the injury, and we want to try to
Mm-hmm.
save the pro day. So I don't think I ever really like touched 30 throughout the whole process. Like when I was going 100%. So I was really nervous coming in. So came in and I was actually nervous, but too, I didn't know if we were going to be able to warm up. We didn't know if we were.
Ah.
No one knew that. So going into it, I didn't want to just run and then go left. Like I was hoping maybe we got like a 5 minute break in, which we did to go warm up, get my shoulder right, get my upper body right, and then come out there and perform. And then second was I forgot Rondell wasn't benching, so I was going first. I was the first person to go, so it was kind of nerve wracking just off
Bench
the fact
press time.
that
And you'll hear everybody counting right now.
Yeah, let me mute you. Go ahead. Yeah, keep going. Look at you. Woo!
Hey, Isaiah, what did the bar do to you? I mean, did it say something about your mama? Was your auntie? I mean, like, seriously, like you looked like you were taking it. You had something in your mind, because I've never seen someone just get so aggressive early.
for sure. My goal was to get 30. I mean, my goal was to get at least 30. My real goal was to hit like 33, somewhere between 33 and 36. So I feel like 34. That was a good number. Now I probably could have hit 40 if I'm being completely honest. If I didn't wait to the end to try to just muscle it out. If I would have slowed down
Mhm.
a little bit and just took my time with a couple at the end, I probably could have got more.
No, I could definitely see that because at the pace you were going, you were going fast, like you're slinging it. But then, yeah,
When
like
I
you said,
got
if you would have just slowed down and used your technique, you probably
yeah,
could have pushed up to 40. Which I don't know if you know this, but you tied what was done at the NFL Combine, right?
Yes,
That
sir.
34 is tied for this year, so that's
Yes, sir.
huge. I mean, how do you feel about that in as you compare yourself to some of the other draft candidates?
Um, I just see myself like them. I see myself as someone who can come in and compete with any and everybody. You know, I have no fear in my capabilities. I have all confidence in everything in my skill set that I can do. So I've definitely shy away from nobody. You know, whenever it's competition, I'm not running away from it at all. So however they want me to go prove it, whether it's strength or whether it's, you know, football or whatever, however they want me to prove it, I can prove it. So I'm just, you know, willing to compete with any and everybody.
Love that. Love
So
that.
you've got guys like Neville Gallimore already, Jordan Phillips, Obo, Isaiah Thomas, Benito, Perkins, Perrion was in the league for a few. So you are continuing this defensive line, and you could potentially be, you and Lalau this year could potentially start like this line of defensive linemen that we see coming out of Oklahoma again. So, I mean, when you think about that, you're going in the league, and you just made the comment like, I'm not scared of anybody. So when you go in there, like, you got pride for your alma mater, right? You got pride for you as a man and what you've
Absolutely.
learned. And
Absolutely.
then, so when you are representing yourself, I mean, is there much of a line in between, like when people are asking you questions for the NFL draft? Is there a line in between like my football life and my life, or have you kind of just all made that one big? This is the life of Isaiah Coe.
I kind of just made it all one big thing. You know, just having a lot of confidence and pride, like you said, as myself as a man. You know, just want to go out there and succeed to the best I can, no matter what. So I've just been real prideful on putting on a good performance and a good show, and really going out there and live up to the expectations of myself and just that everybody else put in me. Like I have no shade in having a confidence in what I can do and how I can do it. So I really just live it like if you just give me the opportunity, I can just prove the rest. Like all I need is the opportunity. So if anyone wants to give me the opportunity, and I can take care of everything else behind that. But that's really all I can say on that.
I can understand that. All right, so you ran that 40, man. You ran like a 4.9. You like a 4.9, dog. And how much
Yeah,
do you weigh now in your weigh in?
I weighed in at 311.
Jesus Christ. So you ran a 4.9 and 300 pounds, bro. How did that feel? Because I say this, man, y'all defense, offensive linemen are the most athletic players on the field. I don't care what nobody say, because at
Absolutely.
that size, you can move like that, man. How did it feel running a sub 5 in your 40?
I really ran lower, but I'm not even gonna get
Oh,
into that.
oh okay.
There was some. It was some. There was some.
Politics.
Yeah. So, but I was when I first got out the field, I was told a different time by multiple people. So that's all I'm gonna say on that part. But just going out there and improving it. I told people a long time that like I'm not slow. Like I'm not a slow big man. Like I was just never ever put in a position to run, as you can say. But I always knew I was fast. Like I was fast as a kid, for a kid my size. Like I was always been fast for being a big kid, a big strong kid. So I was definitely nervous just going out there and lining up because all eyes on you. Like when you looking down the 40 yards, like everybody in the room is looking at you per se. So I can't lie. This is probably the first time in my life that I can remember where I had like a real nervousness and anxiety for, what I'm about to do. So I just went out there and ran the best I could. I tried to stick to the technique that I learned throughout this process, but I really came out there and I really just tried to run as fast as I could and show people that I'm a big guy, but I'm also not slow. I can move.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you Yeah, I know there's a lot of people there for pro day, but was there anybody there, former Sooner, anybody in the soul side of stuff that was kind of giving you your heads up, or was it just the training staff that you were working with?
Um, no, it wasn't anybody else there, but I did talk to CeeLo, Curtis Lofton, Josh Norman, of course. I talked to Coach Bates and all them, and they were just telling me how to be prepared, how to stay confident, just stay focused, and just focus on one drill at a time. Necessarily not trying to think about running the 40 or bench press or whatever you're doing in the future. Just try to focus on that one drill, and just try to dominate as best you can, and don't let the outside things really affect you.
I could
Just
understand
watching
that.
you just
Okay.
over and over and over just blow up the middle of the offensive line. An Alamo Bowl.
I feel so good to just watch you
He,
be able to do that. Okay, so in this going into this game, man, last game for you as a Sooner, how did it feel? You know, did the emotions hit you when
Um,
you recognized that you were done with college football?
it hit me. I mean, obviously we lost, but I think it just hit me that we lost on the last game. Like, I feel like we just worked so hard to get to that point, whether if it was a playoff or championship or anything. Like, this is my last game. Like, I really felt like we should have won, and we had all the opportunities in the world to win. So, it hit me probably right after right after we shook hands with the with Arizona, and then we walking
Mhm.
back home, and you can see other guys too. There were other guys on there that were kind of emotional. Walter, Jonah was out there, but you can just see like all the fans, and then I saw my family up in the stands as well. My parents and my
Mhm.
aunt and them, and I think just seeing that and understanding like, dang, this was the last time I really was gonna put on the crimson and cream. It definitely hit me right before I went in the locker room.
all right, so I got to ask this one, and if you don't know yet, you can say I don't know yet. All right, so you get a call from a team, whether that's draft, whether it's the free agent side, and they said, "All right, Isaiah, you're our man. We want you here. Here's your check." What's the first thing you're buying?
Probably some food. Probably some food.
Celebrate, baby.
Yeah, probably some
Yeah.
food. If I'm being completely honest, but no, I I really don't know what the first purchase would be. But if I was like being realistic, I'd say probably some food. Probably go grab me a meal. Something I never had before.
Something for your mom. Something for your mom.
I feel like that's cliche because like you're gonna do that. So I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
Right.
we already had the conversation. So I really don't feel like going into that part. But I would say I don't know, but I
Hey,
would say
I just
probably.
gotta vouch for her. She got my contact
Yeah, she
information, and
man, she
she'll
she
she'll
knows
she'll hunt me
she
down.
knows
She'll hunt
she
me down.
knows if she knows she's gonna get taken care of like when it happens. So she tries to just let me be me and just not try to use it as her advantage because obviously she is my mom and I do love her. So
Yeah.
obviously I
All
want to
right.
make sure she's okay and my father too. I want to give it some love to my dad. He was there with me too. So
Yeah.
I feel like both of them,
Yeah.
when the time comes right, they'll definitely get rewarded for the sacrifices they make for me, 100%.
I can dig that. Okay. Um so coming into this draft, man, it's I know the draft can be stressful. Have you had a chance to talk to any teams or anything yet?
Yeah, I talked to a couple teams before and after the pro day, so it'll probably pick back up more as it goes on. But yeah, it's definitely been talking to some teams.
How did that feel starting to get there? Because I know it's a childhood dream, to go to the NFL and get opportunity to play, but you know, and it's of course it's tough. So for you get these teams talking to you before and after. What was it like? Like, how did you feel in that moment being able to have those conversations with these teams?
Um, I think you just felt accomplished. I want to say not even accomplished because you know you didn't really get too far, but just to feel like, man, like these people really are considering, taking me for their organization. Like
Hmm.
everybody doesn't hear that, on a daily basis. Some people quit football during college, or they hang it up as soon as they're done. So the fact that I was able to, even be considered to be in that situation or that conversation was definitely a blessing. And I'm just trying to take it all in a day at a time, a moment at a time, and try not to look too far, but just understanding where I can go from here.
Do you have a team that you grew up following, or something that's just kind of you always pictured yourself in that jersey? I know that most people are just like, hey, one of 32 is all I need, but do you have something? One of those teams that you were like, man, that would be a dream spot.
Um, I grew up a Ravens fan because Ray Lewis and
Mm.
Hmm.
Terrell Suggs. Those probably my two favorite players. And then
Yeah.
just playing defense, you see Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs, Haloti Nada. Like you just see all those guys, in that black and purple. So I would say them. And then like I don't. My dad was a Cowboys fan my whole life. My dad. So I feel like I would say the Cowboys for him per se, not
Yeah.
me. Obviously I'm grateful forever, but I would say the Cowboys just to make him happy. His favorite team, and then his son playing there is kind of like a win-win. So I would say between those two.
Denver also starts with D, and that's my team. So, and there's already you already got like a layer of Sooner Brethren there. So,
Yeah,
no, but man, we'll be totally stoked. Jay and I have already made comments about finding out wherever you go, and that's one of the great things about this is
yes,
it's
sir.
like let's go catch a preseason and be able to see you on the NFL because I mean as a fan and as somebody who does this, it's like I'm more of a Sooner football in NFL fan than I am of any specific team. So when I see Bake
Yes,
do
sir.
what he just did, when I see the year the CD had, when I see Drake Stoops is being eyeballed, when I see here we go, let me completely terrible transition. Your boy Jonah Lau, he had
Mhm.
himself a little bit of a good pro day too.
Yes,
Do
sir. For
you
definitely.
guys when you're watching him out there, like, do you feel like you're rooting just as hard for him as you are for yourself? Because I mean, that's your boy that you've lined up in the trenches, you've bled with him, you've sweat with him.
Absolutely. I want him to win just as much, if not more than me. I understand the transitions he had to go through from being in Hawaii, then coming here,
Yeah.
and then when he came here after year one, playing a position you never played before. So I definitely understand, the magnitude of what he has gone through. So I just know that wherever he goes, I'm gonna be a huge fan. Might grab me a
Mhm.
jersey, anything. So I know for all my guys, whenever they make it, I have the utmost confidence in them that they're going to do what they need to do. So I'm definitely going to be cheering for them just as hard.
Definitely.
Love that. Okay, I gotta ask. So I know you was working with Schmitty before this pro day, right? Was Schmitty putting you to work?
Nah, I didn't even get to work with Schmitty. I didn't even get to work
Oh,
with him. Thank
word?
God. Nah, I went with him this time. I might go. I,
He's
I might go back, afterwards since we
okay.
over. So I might go back, but nah, I ain't working with him this time. But I heard how he get.
Oh, really? So he gets is he a little different for the draft pro day stuff than he is for
No,
during the
nah,
season?
that's the problem.
He's Smitty.
Nah, he the same way. Same man every day.
He's Smitty.
Consistent man every day.
Consistent. All right.
For sure. For sure.
All
No
right,
way.
so I want your best inside information. Spring game is coming around the corner, right? Um, Now you've had this influx of young kids who there's a lot of excitement around. And so, number one, are you going to be at the spring game? And number two, have you heard anything or seen anybody that you're like, hey, just watch out, whether it's a second year guy or an early enrollee on the
Uh,
defensive line?
um, so I will. My goal is to be at the spring game. Yes, to answer that part. Second, see, I went to practice yesterday, but I didn't.
Hmm.
I didn't really get to see anything much, so I can't really say too much because I would just be like, I wouldn't be saying anything.
You can
But
just make it up. Just make it up, and you just make it really, really positive, and we'll quote you on it. And I
I
mean, your
got you.
Twitter is going to blow up.
I got you. But no, I feel like their secondary is going to be better than a lot of people get them credit for. You know, not to say that we weren't good, but just obviously coming back with experience and coming back with just playing games, playing snaps, getting snaps in. I feel like everybody's gonna be more confident in their abilities, confident in what they're doing. So I definitely feel like the secondary is going to probably be one of the leaders on the front, on the defense and I would say on the team, because that's probably where we have like the most experience out of everybody, the
Mm-hmm.
corners and the safeties. And then obviously you got Danny in the middle, him, Coach McKenzie, Kip Lewis, Jaron. You got Justin Harrington, Deshaun, Kendall Dobie at the Cheetah. But I like the D line. A lot of people said that they're young, but you got to start somewhere. So they still got leadership. They still got Dejon Terry, Grayson Hall, Devon Sears. People that was there, Champ, and then we know we got new guys like Marcus Strong, Drew, David Stone, Jaden Jackson, who I think is probably going to be one of the like premier DTs in college football. Him and David
Ooh.
Stone together. When I just actually being with Jaden, when he came down for the bowl game, obviously he's a freshman, you know, ain't played a down college football. So, but when he came out there, he was doing good for a 17-year-old kid out there going against 22, 23-year-olds. He held his own. So I feel like he'll be one of the best ones to come out. Then obviously you got David 5-star, all the talent in the world, all the athletic ability in the world. I feel like once he come into his body, obviously everybody just needs experience. Like experience is probably the best thing you can do. Like no
Mm-hmm.
matter how strong you get, no matter how fast you get, like you can't do anything without not experiencing what you're playing for. So I feel like just getting snaps in, getting practices under his belt will probably be the best thing for them. Just seeing it over and over, so it becomes like muscle memory.
All right, now that we're past the career, like I said, you're at the end. We got Isaiah Cole here telling us about pro day and everything. And I gotta ask this question, right? We gotta talk about practice, right? Allen Iverson practice. We gotta talk about practice now. When now the season's over, you gotta tell me who's your favorite person to battle against, and did anybody ever get you in practice?
Uh, my favorite person to battle against was definitely Savion Bird
Ooh,
before he obviously Savion the Bird. He got me a couple of times.
okay.
Just him growing up, coming to his body, him just getting stronger, getting bigger, getting leaner. So I definitely say Savion, and then me and Raheem had battles. But another person I would say is Chris Murray from 2 years ago. Me
Yeah.
and Chris, me and Chris Murray definitely had some battles going on. So definitely got him. He definitely has my respect.
So no fights though, right?
No comment. No comment.
See, I figured there was some good battling to where the banter hit in, and there was a couple, a little scuffle here and there, little squabbling, which is okay, because y'all came back and y'all, show much respect and love for each other afterwards. But at the same time, I know y'all had to have that. So the no comment tells me everything I needed to know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so we're let's fast forward. What's the kind of the number one thing that you're looking forward to in playing in the NFL? It's different. You don't have class mixed in. You obviously are getting taken care of. It's the only thing you get to deal with. So what's the number one thing that you're kind of looking forward to the most?
Um, take care of my body for sure. I feel like that's something that's underrated. Um, that's something that was preached to me just throughout this process. Taking care of your body as much as you can, because once again, there's life after football. So no one wants to be walking around super old, crunchy back, bad knees.
Mhm.
You're not able to be athletic with your family like as you wanted to be. So I feel like taking care of my body, having the right treatment, just getting exposed to, all the new things that's out there, things that we don't have the knowledge of because, you don't know what you don't know. So I feel like that's probably me the best thing because I want to take care of it. take advantage of that as much as I can. So when this game is over, I'm definitely healthy enough to I can still want to do what I have to do with the people that I love.
Okay. Now that you look back on things and, playing for Brent Venables and Todd Coach Bates and Coach Chavis and everything, what was it like being coached by those guys?
Intense. I feel like y'all know how Brent is. Y'all see it on game day, and it's 10 times worse in practice. Not necessarily the D
Okay.
line, but probably the LBs probably get the most out of everybody on the team. But as a defense, it's definitely intense. Very intentional, very detailed, very precise. There it's a very strategically strategic thing to do, which is like to be very detailed and very coordinated. Just
Mm-hmm.
he wants everything to be a certain way because he know it works and he knows how to do it. So it's just very detailed and just little things that you wouldn't notice that help you win a ball game. So that would be the only thing I say is detailed.
Okay. Okay.
But
And
personally,
what's
personally,
one? Uh-huh.
personally, I love being coached by Coach Venables. Me and
All
him are like
right.
this. Me and him are like this for sure. We have a great relationship on and off the field. Um, I'm not putting this out there in my words, so nobody can quote me. But he did say I was one of his favorite players. So
So confirm, Brent Venables
com-
stated that
Yeah,
Isaiah Cole's favorite player.
it's
nah,
in the
I'm
Bible.
not the
It's
favorite,
in the
but
Bible.
one of the favorite.
One of
I'm
his
not
favorites.
I'm not here to say it, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. But I loved it. I loved it. I
Hey,
love playing for Coach Bates, Chavis. It's nothing but love. They taught me a lot of things that I didn't know before they got there. So they definitely helped me to grow as a man and as a great football player. So they definitely elevated my game to get me at this point to even be considered. So I definitely give them all the thanks and gratitude that they showed me and my family.
Okay. I got one more for you on there. When Jimmy Green Beans was out there scouting, did you get to him? Did you get a chance to get that sack on him?
wow.
Ah, green bean. Green bean. Oh my God. If y'all can just see what he be doing in practice, man, y'all wouldn't y'all wouldn't even
I
believe
love
it.
how that just tickled you, man. I just love that. So
Yeah.
Green Beans for real, and he's for real like a lunatic or just fun out there practice is what you telling me.
I don't know about fun, but he's definitely a lunatic. He's definitely a lunatic.
Okay.
But nah, he definitely we be trying to get him to stop doing it, but he's such a control. He want to be hands on, which is no problem. So we
Right.
be trying to get him to stop doing it because one day he had like hurt his knee. He had to have like surgery, and he missed one day. He missed one practice, and then the next day he was out there. He kind of do like 360, throw the ball like a whole bunch of, and then he loved to throw the ball after the whistle. Like that's his favorite thing to do. He'll blow the whistle, and then like he would still try to throw the ball. So I don't know. It'd be fun though. I'll be trying to get him to not get hurt because they be trying to tell us like don't put our hands up so we don't hit him in his hand. Because he said he broke his hand doing this one time, and he still do it. I'm like, if you broke your hand one time, like why you still doing it? But he just like to be in control. So I'll give him all the credit. But Green Bean is real though. I'll say that Green Bean is real, but he's a character. Green Bean is definitely a character.
So you said something earlier, and this will be my last question, and it's I don't even know if there's an answer, if it's just gonna laugh, but so you said BV's back there with the linebackers just getting in them. If you guys pull a successful rep off or you're doing something right, do you look over at Coach Bates and Chavis and they're just like, do they sometimes have to like ramp it up to match BV, or are they just kind of like everybody just kind of look at each other until he's done getting after the linebackers?
I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of like everybody gets it. I wouldn't say it's mainly them, but everybody gets their own flavor. Everybody gets their own touch, and the DNs definitely get grilled. We get grilled, but yeah, I would say it's mostly just linebackers. It's mostly just the linebackers. They probably get them and the safeties probably get yelled at the most in the whole practice.
You're just trying not to say it's probably just Kanik, right? Kanik and Stutzman, like they just lead it.
No, it's everybody. No, I would not say. I would say it is everybody. It is
All right,
nobody.
all right.
Even the captain Denny, he getting it. I would
I
say
know he getting it.
everybody from
Yeah.
top to bottom. If you want to feel, he treated everybody the same. I'll say that.
So he pulls that Greg Popovich stuff, man. He yells at everybody regardless of your rank.
Yeah,
So everybody's like,
he don't care about none of that. He gonna yell at you whether you might even make the play, but if you did it wrong, he gonna say whatever he wants. So it's all
You got
good.
lucky this time. You weren't
Yeah, like
positioned.
you might
Yep.
not make that on game day, so he wants you to do it right. You know.
Yeah.
but I
Yes.
guess that leads to you saying how meticulous he is with being strategic
Yeah.
on the field that it makes you think about, okay, let me do this better and grow. I feel like that's a good way of pushing y'all to be even better than normal. But at the same time, it's probably hilariously frustrating, right? It's like it's
Yeah.
hilarious, but at the same time, you're like, oh man, I got the play though. But I probably should get better. I understand.
Yeah. That's exactly how it be. That's exactly how it be.
All right. My last one for you, man. What's a lesson you learned from Coach Bates that you will? I mean, I know he's the king of acronyms, and he gives y'all all these poems and stuff like every two. What's two things? What's your favorite poem that he's giving you, and two, what's something you've learned from him going you gonna take to the NFL with you?
Um, Poem.
So I know he's a poet. Every time I look up, he's dropping some with acronyms and poetry for everybody.
Um, he made an acronym called LAW. I would say that it's called
I
Leverage always wins. So he
like
always
that.
because he always talk about our pad level, and he always
Mm-hmm.
say like low man wins. So I would say that's probably the one that would stick with me the most. But the thing that he brought to me was just being a man. Being
Mm-hmm.
accountable. Owning up to everything that you can control. Not making any excuses. Basically, uh, always just try to do your job to the best of your ability, no matter what happens. As long as you do your job, good things will always come from it. So just holding myself accountable, holding myself to a higher standard, and just having that utmost confidence and belief that no matter what happens, that you did your part.
I like that. We got a fan question here, and I think this is interesting. If what would be your fight song if you were in the UFC? What would be your intro song?
My intro song,
Yeah.
my mm, that's a great question. Does it have to be a certain type of song?
It's whatever. I mean, whatever you would want to come out to get you hyped and ready to whoop somebody's tail. What would be that track that would get you pumped up to go out there and into the octagon?
I don't know. I feel like I have to pick like a song from like WWE or something. Like I used to watch
What person?
one of their little walkout entrance songs. I feel like because I used to watch it as a kid, so as a
Yeah.
kid, you want to do that. So that's a great question. I don't know. I never thought of that. I gotta get back to that.
All right, all right. Tweet it out whenever you figure out a track. I want you to tweet that out. Make sure you tag us Unfair Sports. We're gonna put it out there because I think that would be. I would love to know what track would you. I mean, for me, if you would say like I had to you using something from from wrestling or whatnot, I'd probably go with The Rock. I just loved his beat. It just was mellow, but at the same time with the voiceovers and the noise talk, it
Answer
got me.
the answer. Stone Cold Steve Austin. I will
Oh,
walk.
the Broken
I
Glass.
will. I will walk out to him. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Broken Glass. I
Yes.
love that.
Yes.
I love that. Awesome. Coop, you got anything else? Mr. Cole, we're gonna let you ride. We appreciate you pulling up as usual, man. This was fun. I'm excited to see you going into the draft, going into the going into camp and everything this summer. I know you're gonna end up on a team in the camp. And I
Yes,
know
sir.
you'll end up landing on a team just because I know you got the work ethic and you got the ability. Oh, yeah. One last question. What weight do you want to play at? Do you know yet?
Um, Somewhere between 305 and 310. So that's
Okay.
where my best season. So between there.
I like that. I like that. Well, yeah, we definitely excited. Gonna be keeping tabs. You'll
Yes,
see
sir.
us watching and cheering on for you as usual. So man, we appreciate you coming by again.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for having me anytime.
Oh yeah. We'll work on it when you get in the NFL, get you back on and just kind of talk about
Yeah, there you go.
some of the Sooners you're playing against or something. Or even a Longhorn. If you got a Longhorn, you gotta get a bet in for Red River. You gotta do that, right?
I got you. Next time we in the league, we can definitely set something up.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
Sounds good.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
That'd be easy. Zedco, the
That's
man
never bad.
himself.
Never bad. There's Fam. Fam just hopped in. Hey, listen, you. I'll tell you the one thing is like with the culture that BV is wanting to reestablish in Norman. That's a guy that I hope that he gets a good long cup of coffee in the NFL. I hope he gets in there. I see him right in that Jordan Phillips, Jordan Phillips type of role. Jordan's
Yep.
a little bit more of a pass rusher, whereas I think Isaiah is a little bit more of an anchor, but he's just got such quick feet. So I'm so excited to see him. And like I said, I'd love to see him go to Denver, but if he's somewhere close, that'd be cool to roll up and to catch him. But that he's one, if he wants to be involved in the program, he is a sole mission of the future candidate right away. And when you send guys like that to the NFL to represent your family, your university, I feel like it's a privilege to know Isaiah. So yeah, love it. And yeah, you all too. They
Definitely.
I will say this is the aunt. So this is Luella. And I try not to drop any names so that you guys don't have people showing up at your house. But I met them walking into OU Texas, and obviously when I saw the
Awesome.
Co jerseys, I just asked if they were family, and they were extremely accepting. But yeah, man, two conversations with the young man in a matter of a few months, and it's he was one that I would, if I could pick a defensive lineman to bring back for next year, I mean, it'd be Isaiah. So I
Oh man, I
wish him
would
the
have
best.
loved to have him again. I like to have him eternally, man. The leadership in the locker room, I've heard nothing but good things when I've asked around.
Yeah.
So people rave about him, his work ethic, everything he's doing. And I can't wait to talk to the young guys and see, just how much he's pushed them as they've come in and try to get
Yeah.
acclimated to the college game. But dude's gonna be something, man. And he has a great opportunity. Like I said, I know that he's gonna end up on a roster by the time
Yeah.
camps are over. He just has that like I said, the work, and like I said, got the quick feet. And then as long as he, follow what the coaches was telling him, pad level, and focuses on that, focus on technique, he'll definitely get an opportunity to be able to be disruptive in the NFL, man. He's got all the tools and stuff. We just gotta get him over that. He's got to get himself over that hump, in which I anticipate he will. So I'm excited. I mean, I appreciate him pulling up again and like talking ball with us, man, because it's awesome to see Sooners get ready for the pro. So all right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. Put a bow on it, let everybody get their evening, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're listening, rate, review, give us 5 stars. You don't think we deserve it, go ahead and give us 5 anyway and gift it. And so with that, y'all enjoy y'all's Wednesday evening. I know there's a couple of the shows going down. Check them out. And we'll be we'll be back. We'll be back on Sunday. Talk about the first week of spring practice that's gone down and what intel and information we got with some recruits. We just got a decommitment, and I'm gonna have to get ready to prepare a video on that one with Jay Nickens. I think he wants to play basketball too somewhere, so totally understand. The good thing is we've got we've got Emmett Jones, who's been doing what he does best. So we'll talk soon. Y'all have a great evening, and peace out. If I can get this to go.